Alright, what's up guys? Alright, I'm going to do this little video to give you guys that are interested a little background on how I know the trolls that are trying to attack Andy and that has been attacking me for, oh shit, 4 years. So, I'll make it brief, as brief as I can. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I don't consider myself a good storyteller, so hopefully I ain't gonna bore you. Let's start with Winzard. How I met Winzard was his mother lives down here in Florida. I live in Florida. His mother lives down here near me, not that far away, an hour or so away from me. And Winzard came down here to visit his mother, and meanwhile, at that time, me and him was friends. You know, I had a pretty big channel where a lot of guys was coming into, and we had a good time. I did call-in shows and stuff like that. But I'm not going to bore you with all that shit. So anyway, back to the Winzard thing. Winzard came down to Florida to meet his mother. After he met his mother, he contacted me and says, "Hey, I'll be in the area and, you know, we'll meet up." I said, okay. So long story short, he shows up at Sarasota, and he had a truck and trailer with him. So across the street from me, there's a big shopping center. So he parked it down behind the Publix building, and he came over. Spent the day together. Me, him, and I call her my wife, Tracy. We've been together 16 years, but we're not married. But I call her my wife. So anyway, he spent the day with us. We had a few drinks, we had this dinner, he slept over, and then he left. And meanwhile, during this time, we were pretty good friends via YouTube and, you know, behind the scenes, if you will, on certain things. Well, he had this TikTok chick that became his buddy, and she called herself Mrs. Winzard. Well, being, you know, he liked her, I let her into my channel, and I even wrenched her up too. And long story short, the girl had a real freaking nasty mouth on her. She was so disrespectful, it was unbelievable. And she's talking to me like trash every time I let her on my channel. So one day I just took a wrench and I said, "Listen, screw you, you TikTok bitch, get out of here." Well, Winzard didn't take that kindly. He started attacking me now. He got a few guys together. "Hey, listen, let's start attacking Willie." You know, and they, you know, they're followers, so they said, "Sure, let's do it." So Winzard and his little group of band of misfits there started to attack me. Well, Winzard's the one in the background, you know. It was never known that it was him, but I knew it was him. So anyway, that's how me and Winzard wind up on the outs, because of a TikTok chick that is no longer and hasn't been in the equation for a few years now. She's bounced. So we broke up a friendship over a TikTok chick, which I don't really care, you know. Now let's talk about Al RANDO. RANDO is my wife's last name. Al RANDO was another one that came down to Sarasota, met up with me. He was dating somebody down here close to Sarasota, some chick. And so them two met me and Tracy down at Siesta Key. And again, we had a few drinks, had a good time. I could tell within the first couple hours of hanging out with him that he really wasn't my type of person to hang out with, because he was the belligerent drunk. He was the mouthy ass drunk. He wasn't the happy drunk, you know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. Well, anyway, he, a-hole, Al, whatever you want to call him, he comes up with this bullshit. "Hey, Willie, let's do a video saying that there was this fight down here in this bar." Now, we're down in Siesta Key, real nice place. I don't think he's used to places like that. I think he's more into the barroom bullshit instead of nice places. So anyway, he wanted me to pretend that some guys started some shit with him and he whipped their ass. I said, no, I'm not going to do that, you know. Well, ever since I didn't want to do that, he went on the bandwagon attacking me too. So who gives a fuck? Don't need him around neither. But Al RANDO, Winzard, Corey Brill, Bertha Rando, Jersey something, Jersey Jackass I call him, Joe Bananas, fuck, I don't know, there's a whole DJ Bolin. There's a bunch of these idiots that thought they were able to do something to me and my channel. They knew where I worked, so they contacted my company, I can't tell you, hundreds of times literally, and they said, they basically blew them off, like, man, just go find something else to do, you know what I mean? They swatted my apartment a good 50 times, to where I had the SWAT team coming over to my apartment numerous times. They would call in saying that I killed my wife, and that I said if any cops show up at my door, I'm going to kill them. So they came like, you know, 50 deep. You know, they did a bunch of shit. I can't tell you how many pizzas has been sent. You know, everything they do don't bother me at all, because I don't know, I just blow the shit off. I don't care what, I had to get up and answer the door and say I didn't order a pizza. I don't care. So anyway, the trolls, they finally got tired of trolling me. So I guess they found Andy. So now I keep an eye on the trolls. You know, I might not be talking about them on videos, but I keep an eye on them. Then I found out they were talking about this guy Andy. So that's how I found Andy's channel, because of the trolls. And I see them on certain people's channels saying, oh, this is what they're going to do. Now they talk about Andy's girlfriend or wife. And they say, oh, she's got fucking maggots in her pussy, and J.R. Trucker took her to Pound Town. That's the same bullshit they were talking about Tracy. These guys do nothing but keep the same dialogue. The only thing they do is they move to different people to run their shit. You know what I mean? They're losers. They're losers. That's all I can say, buddy. So anyway, I hope that helped you out, Andy, on how I know these two idiots. Like I said, I met Winzard, and I did meet RANDO. I met a couple other ones too. One, well, I ain't gonna go through to that. I had to stab one of them one time, probably about 8 years ago. If you're interested in that, I can give you the information on that, and the video's up too. He was for 4 hours live, this guy was, right across the street from me. And then at 9:30 p.m. decided he was going to come for the attack, and he wound up getting stabbed twice. But anyway, that's another story. Anyway, trolls, you keep up the good fucking work. Andy, these guys are losers. Don't worry about these guys. They're punks. They ain't got shit going on. And if you notice, the only one that I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the only one of those trolls that ever showed himself is Big A and Winzard. And that's only because they weren't smart enough to hide their identities in the beginning. So it is what it is. But good job on getting rid of Corey Brill. Good job on getting rid of Bertha Rando. And y'all keep on keeping on. We'll see you later. Peace.